Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, my mother thinks she entitled to one of my properties, lol. Well, I finally had my first entitled parent experience in the mall parking lot. My mom won't give me any privacy. 19F. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My mother thinks she entitled to one of my properties, lol. I haven't seen my since I was 16, and we were in court. So 19 years I haven't had any contact with the mother. She hired a PI to find me and I still refused to talk to her. I even have my lawyer send her a formal letter of no contact and threatened her with a restraining order. She sent this email to me, though my work email. I shortened it, but basically it said, "To my name, this is her name, your mother. I thought you would have matured by now and came and apologized to me and your father for what you put us through. Because of you, your father lost his teaching career and we had to sell our house. However, it has come to my knowledge that you own some properties in my area, so it's only right if you give us one of them as an apology. One of my most expensive properties would be a good fit for us. As soon as you hand over the keys to property, we can finally able to start to heal and get past this misunderstanding that you blow out of proportion. I hope you come to the right decision, her name." I just can't stop laughing at this. Like no B*TCH, I'm not giving you anything. This is just another bit of evidence to help me get a restraining order against she. Keep fighting to protect yourself. I know it's not just me who is curious of what they did that caused you to have to cut them off. And how could you be responsible for your dad losing his job? My stepdad accused me of the same thing. He was a journalist at a local paper. He was reported to CPS by my school in 5th grade because they found bruising on my arms from abuse. He was fired when the police report reached his editor. But almost 30 years later, it's still my fault. Was still bringing it up in 2020 while my mother was dying from cancer. Some parents just are horrible human beings. OP actually gave the story in another response. Make sure to keep reading the thread. The denial is even worse than your own parents. You're right. Some parents just are horrible human beings. I can't give a house to someone so irresponsible that they can't hold down a job. Maybe try the Community Services League? Praying for ya. Responding at all is a terrible idea. Never respond to these types of people. Make sure to check your properties. They will assert themselves as squatters. I feel like your dad has a completely different opinion, but maybe doesn't dare actually fight her. Dad was the reason we were in court. I can tell you the whole story if you want, but it's not really for this sub. Well, I finally had my first entitled parent experience in the mall parking lot. I had my first encounter with an entitled mother today. Off to the mall for a pair of winter shoes so I don't slush my dang socks. Lucky me, a spot really close to the entrance is open. As I'm creeping up to the spot, there's a woman with a baby strapped to her chest and someone I assume is a sister/friend/whatever walking up the laneway. They looked like they were just going in the mall, but then they stood in the spot I was trying to pull into. Sensational. I waved, they ignored me. I tapped my horn and they waved me off saying that they're saving that spot for their friend. I pretty much told them that that isn't how a parking lot works, and that I'm not moving. Entitled mom then looks at me and starts going on about how she has a baby and that she should get to park closer to the mall because of her baby. I roll. I tell her I don't care about her baby. Back and forth with her insisting that she won't move, and for some dumb reason starts going on about I dare you to hit me. Like, dude, I'm not insane, and you were just going on about your baby? Since she wouldn't move, I just laid on the horn until this big red truck, that had a guy they were with, started to come up behind me. Lo and behold. There was an open space, literally only 2 spaces down, that the red truck pulled into. Meanwhile, the mom and the other woman she was with do walk out of the space, calling me every name in the book. How they can't believe I made a new mother move. Honestly, it felt like a YouTube rage bait video. I'm staying by my car because I genuinely don't trust crazy people not to do crazy things to my car. The guy who was driving their truck just looked down at his phone while the women told me off for endangering their baby as they all walked past to go inside. Honestly, I like to think he was embarrassed. Ick, what makes people think that? 1. I care about your kids, and 2. That you can stand in parking spaces to claim dibs. Wow. She must really care about her baby if she is willing to risk injury or death to spite a stranger. Honestly. In the time she stood there arguing with me, she could have gone inside? Why not have the guy drop them off at the entrance, then park? I'm begging for an ounce of critical thinking here. Don't you know that the world revolves around her and her baby? Glad you stood your ground. The audacity of some people really boggles the mind. My mom won't give me any privacy. 19F. I'm a 19, almost 20-year-old female who's living at home. I've been an introvert my whole life, staying at home playing video games during my education. I've taken a gap year and finally started blooming. I've met this sweet guy at my work and my mom would not accept the fact that I've started hanging out with him. Today, I went to his place. My mom have made a group chat with me, my mom and my dad, so that I can share my plans with them. My mom told me before that I wasn't allowed to go to his place, but I can't hold back. I lied to them and told them that I was going to my friend's place, when in reality, I was gonna hang out with the guy, watch a movie and bake cinnamon rolls together. My mom kept calling me while I was at his place. I ignored the calls for hours. She had called me a total of 16 times, sending me messages where she requests my location. Later on, I find out that she knew I was at his place, because for some magical reason, she decided to track me on Snapchat or some other application that I'm unaware of. I feel disgusted, I feel disrespected. I absolutely hate it. I want to move out as soon as possible. What do I do? Have a conversation with your mom about boundaries. If she can't respect them because you're under my roof, then it's time to find a new roof to live under. This, exactly. She needs to realize that while you appreciate the fact that she worries about you and still sees you as her little girl, you're now a young adult and need the freedom that goes with it. Unless she loosens the reins, she's in danger of driving you away completely. Best of luck. Turn off your phone? Disable Snapchat? Tell your mom you're nearly 20 and don't need permission to go somewhere? Go get your own cell phone plan and cell phone with a different carrier? You could get a second phone with a different service provider and leave the phone she is tracking in all sorts of entertaining places. Perhaps a few friends can make a game out of where will the phone go today? I wonder if you can forward your calls to your burner phone so every time she calls you can answer, while at the same time your tracked phone is in the mail visiting another country. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.